So I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why price action trading works. We're gonna talk about that today coming up. So the first major good thing about using price action is that it gives you a very clean chart. You don't need to clutter your chart with multiple indicators, and hence you wouldn't have that many conflicting signals, because let's say if you use all the momentum indicators, you use all the volume indicators, and the first indicator is telling you to buy, okay, then the second indicator is telling you to buy, but then the third indicator telling you to sell, then the fourth indicator no signal, then the fifth indicator telling you to sell, or maybe wait, do you buy, sell, or do nothing. Now the thing is, you don't want to have too many indicators. You also don't want to have completely zero confirmation indicators, because if you rely on price action alone, you might get a lot of signals to trade, but then you might get a lot of false signals at the same time. So because the thing about having too many indicators telling you different messages all the time is that it is very similar to wearing like 5 watches. Like if your friend asks you, what time is it now? One watch is telling you it's 12:05. One watch is telling you it's 12:06. Then 12. Then 12:07. Then you'll be like, okay, it's about approximately, based on my calculation of my 5 watches, on average divide by 5. My friend, right now it is 12:05. Which by the time you're finished calculating, it is already a different time. And then you need to calculate again. And the good thing about price action trading is that it is easier to learn. You won't get too confused easily, because for beginner traders, you get all these indicators like MACD, and then RSI, then stochastic. Then it's like you need to take a lot of time to learn them, especially something like MACD, Fibonacci, Elliott wave. It's a lot of components inside it, and you need to learn how to use it, when to use it, and all that. But price action is pretty straightforward. You spot the pattern and then you use it. You buy, sell based on that. And the second reason why price action trading works is because you can use it in many different types of market conditions. You can use it in a trending market. You can also use it in a ranging market. Now here's the thing. Trend indicators can only be used in a trending market. Example, moving average. They work better in a trending market as compared to ranging market. But when it comes to something like price action, you can be confident that when you see a ranging market, sideways market, when you see an uptrending, downtrending market, it is still going to work out. You can still apply it. So that's the good thing. You don't have to wait for the right kind of market conditions. But of course, when it comes to something like really super volatile markets, you want to avoid trading at all costs. When it comes to normal indicators like trend indicators, range indicators, you gotta wait for the right kind of market conditions, and a lot of people don't have the patience for that. And the other thing is that price action can be used not only in the forex market, in various currency pairs, but you can also use it in the stock market. You can also use it in ETFs. You can use it in commodities. You can use it in many different asset classes. So you don't have to worry about changing strategies when you move to the stock market, or when you're trading gold, when you're trading silver. A lot of beginner traders, they always ask me, Karen, what indicator do you use? It's not about what you use. It's about where you use it. If you use it at the wrong place at the wrong time, then it's not going to work out for you. So if you think that asking somebody, what indicator strategy do you use, that one question is gonna solve all your freaking trading losses problems, guess what? It's not gonna help you do that. And the third reason why price action trading works is because it gives you good entry point, gives you good exit points, and not only does it give you good entry exit points, but it also gives you earlier signals as compared to most of the other indicators that you use. Because the thing is, most of the indicators out there, if you look at the RSI calculation and MACD, if you look at the momentum indicators calculation, for example, you realize that they take information from the price to compute that line that you are looking for, which you think is the holy grail, when in fact it's not. So it ends up that a lot of the indicators out there, they are lagging. So when you have price action to guide your trading, you get to enter earlier. And of course, there's a price to pay if you enter earlier, and that is you get a lot more false signals, because when something gives you earlier entry signals, faster and more entry signals, then the probability of you falling into a false signal trap is higher. That's just trading, that's just life. So that's why when you're trading with price action, don't just rely on price action strategy alone. You gotta use an additional maybe 1 or 2 confirmation indicators. That is enough. If you go up to 3, it's still okay, but if you go up to 4, 5, it's a little bit too much. Now the fourth reason why price action works is because if you look at the past, just look at the past, okay? First thing first, there were a couple of popular indicators in the past, for example, Elliott wave, okay? Which Paul Tudor Jones advocate a lot in the past. But then recently, people are using less and less of it because people felt that market conditions have changed. Then the indicator doesn't work that well anymore. So in the past, indicators have come and go. It used to work in the past, but then things have changed. Then it doesn't work anymore. So there are some indicators in the past, most of which are lagging indicators. They become irrelevant, just like me on this channel. But then you can be confident that price action strategies still work up to this day. And it has been used many years ago. For example, floor traders. If you look at how floor traders trade, do they trade based on, because RSI went to overbought, oversold? They trade based on price data alone. If you know how floor traders work, they do this thing called tape reading. Meaning they just look at the numbers, then they just evaluate and trade based on those numbers, based on price data alone. And price action is almost as close to tape reading, which is used by professional traders. So if you're still going out there looking for the secret moving average, MACD, stochastics number, keep finding, okay? Because you have all the time in the world, keep finding. And the fifth reason why price action trading works is because you can use it in all time frames. Now, if you have been on this channel for quite some time now, you know that I don't scalp, I don't use the 1 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, because I feel that it's just all noise and it's really stressful for me. Maybe it's because I'm really bad at handling stress. And also when I move to higher time frames, I don't need to monitor the screen all the time. Now if you use other indicators, you need to understand that there are certain indicators that work better in higher time frames. There are certain strategies that work better in smaller time frames. But when it comes to something like price action, you can apply it to all time frames. But with that said, you know that patterns, candlestick patterns, chart patterns, they tend to give stronger signals if it appears in the higher time frame. So if you see a bullish candlestick signal appear in a small time frame, let's say H1, as compared to the same signal that appears in a daily time frame, which one do you think is stronger? Which one do you think would work out better? The one on the higher time frame. Which time frame should you apply your price action strategy to? Consider the higher time frames. You get a higher probability trade. You also put in less screen time, so why not? Same thing with support resistance. It works out better in the higher time frames. Now if you don't know how to draw support resistance, okay, I've done a video in the past. You can go and check it out. So with that, I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.